Hey guys, welcome back to Sick Myth. In today's video, I'm going to highlight some of my favorite records that were released in 2025. And for those that know me, you know I'm obsessed with music. I've been a musician all my life. I just love good music. I'm always looking for new bands to check out, new albums to fall in love with. I even love going back, checking out albums that I never fully appreciated, giving them a listen. And that's the direction that I'd like to take this channel in 2026. I'd like to do more content that's focused on music, music reviews, new music discovery, stuff like that. I've gotten to know a lot of great people over the years that are doing just incredible things in the studio setting. And if you're watching this and you're in a local band or you're an up-and-coming band looking for some free publicity, some free promotion, hit me up, because I'd love to start doing interviews with local artists or up-and-coming talent. That would be great. I'd love to feature you on the Sick Myth channel, so please get in touch. And I'll probably still throw in some random videos here and there. I still love my local history. I love educating myself on, local events and doing videos and then sharing that information with you all. And really appreciate you taking the time to watch all my previous videos on the coal mine disasters, the Wyoming massacre, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'll probably throw in like a random, iced tea lemonade challenge video here and there, right? But the direction I'm going to start taking Sick Myth in is going to be more geared toward music discovery, music reviews, things of that nature. So if you have any ideas, comments, feedback, suggestions, get in touch with me. If there's any bands or albums you'd like me to check out, I'm an open book. I love new music discovery, so I'm all ears. And if there's any artists or bands or something that you'd like me to reach out to, see if they're willing to do an interview, let me know, and I will certainly reach out to them and get them featured here on the Sick Myth channel. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Wishing everybody a healthy and happy new year, and we'll talk again soon. Peace. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to share with you my top 3 favorite records of 2025. And at the end, we're going to look at some honorable mentions. Guys, all I could say about this album is wow. Just wow. Never Enough is the 4th studio album by Baltimore, Maryland's TURNSTILE, released via Roadrunner Records on June 6th, 2025. If you enjoyed TURNSTILE's last record, 2021's Grammy-nominated Glow On, and the 2 LPs that preceded it, you're in for a real treat with Never Enough. This band is incredible. They blend the ferocity of hardcore punk with dreamy alternative rock textures, creating this sort of pop hardcore amalgamation. It's really something to behold. I haven't stopped listening to this LP since it was released last summer. It's seriously amazing. I can't even pick a favorite track on this thing. They're all memorable and they're all so good. I especially enjoy the intoxicating instrumental sequences and overall rhythmic experimentation. Soft meets loud, abrasive punk blends into these tranquil timeouts. So cool. The guitar tones are incredible, very reminiscent of the Police and the Smiths, just creating these brilliant layers for frontman Brendan Yates to vocally dance around. Brendan, you killed it, man. Your vocals are fierce and passionate and catchy as hell, man. It's impossible not to sing along. It's no wonder Never Enough has garnered universal acclaim since its release. The album received 5 Grammy nods, making TURNSTILE the first band to be nominated in the rock, alternative, and metal categories in the same year. Never Enough is accompanied by a visual album, which premiered at the 2025 Tribeca Festival and is available at turnstile.movie, link in description. I also recommend checking out their NPR Tiny Desk concert from September 2025. Brendan Yates goes all in to close out the set, performing the first ever stage dive and ensuing crowd surf at NPR Tiny Desk. Legendary. Can't wait to watch the Grammys this year, which are scheduled for Sunday, February 1st, 2026. I'll be rooting for Turnstile to clean house. Pretty amazing to see a couple of punks from Baltimore reaching these incredible heights and getting the recognition they so deserve. Turnstile, never enough. Check it out today. Well, San Francisco's polarizing and brilliant black gaze post-metal legends, DEAFHEAVEN, released another incredible album on March 28th, 2025. Lonely People with Power is DEAFHEAVEN's sixth studio album and their first to be released via Roadrunner. This is the long-awaited follow-up to 2021's Infinite Granite, which represented a departure from the black metal influences of the band's previous albums and a shift toward a shoegaze style with mostly clean vocals from frontman George Clark. I've been following these guys since Sunbather was released in 2013, widely considered a landmark LP that bridged the gap between extreme metal and indie rock, specifically popularizing the black gaze subgenre. In 2015, they followed up with New Bermuda, my personal favorite DEAFHEAVEN record to date, which shifted toward a darker, more aggressive, and traditionally metal sound. DEAFHEAVEN has become one of my favorite bands of the last 15 years or so. I've seen them live several times, and they're just as incredible live as they are on their records. Absolutely incredible musicians, and some of the most memorable shows I've ever been to. Lonely People with Power is a refreshing return to form for DEAFHEAVEN, reintroducing the black metal elements that were largely absent on Infinite Granite, and blended in with more gentler and experimental songwriting on Ordinary Corrupt Human Love. From start to finish, they never take their foot off the gas pedal on this new LP. The guitars sound massive and the drums are as pummeling as ever, thanks to the wickedly talented one and only Daniel Tracy. This dude is one of the greatest drummers I've ever seen. His coordination is unbelievable. He's just so dialed in and never misses a beat. Clark's vocals are just terrifying and shrill throughout this LP. His trademark vocal prowess and raw intensity is just all over this thing, especially on tracks like Doberman and Winona. Also, we're treated to additional vocal contributions on 2 tracks featuring Boy Harsher's Jay Matthews and Interpol's Paul Banks. Have I died and gone to heaven? Like, for real, though. I'm a lifelong fan of Interpol. I've seen them live dozens of times over the years. They're one of my all-time favorite bands. So to have the man himself, Mr. Paul Banks, deliver a spoken word piece on Incidental 3, it just made my day. Absolutely fabulous album. So intense, epic instrumentation, crazy awesome vocals from George Clark all the way. Guitars are massive, drums are crushing. I don't care what traditional metal fans say about these guys. They never cease to amaze me, and they've just gone and done it again on Lonely People with Power. And according to a December 2025 interview with Consequence, DEAFHEAVEN will be releasing more new music in 2026. So something to look forward to already. I highly recommend their live session on KEXP. They recorded that back in April 2025. I'll put a link in the description. It showcases the absurd talent of this band, and it's just really cool to see an extreme metal band featured on KEXP. It was certainly out of the norm and a real treat. DEAFHEAVEN, Lonely People with Power. Check it out. All right, so my favorite record of 2025 is Cotton Crown by The Tubbs. Released on March 7th, 2025, Cotton Crown is the second studio album by this endearing UK band, and I absolutely love this record almost as much as their 2023 LP, Dead Meat, which is just one of my favorite albums in recent years. The Tubs' sound is influenced by 1980s college rock and jangle pop, such as REM, The Chills, and Felt, classic punk and alternative bands like Husker Du, and even British folk rock from the 60s and 70s. Frontman Owen O. Williams' vocals are often compared to the great Richard Thompson of Fairport Convention, and I think he sounds a little like Nick Drake at times, but that's just my opinion. One of their contemporaries in modern indie rock jangle pop, Australia's Rolling Blackouts' Coastal Fever, which just happens to be another one of my favorite bands, has described their own sound as hard pop, soft punk. And I think the same applies to the Tubs in the very best way possible. Anyway, these guys continue to crank out some really catchy songs. Nothing is overly complicated or grandiose. Guitars, bass, drums, unpretentious, high-spirited rock and roll accompanied by Williams' cheeky, humorous, and self-deprecating lyricism. But 2025's Cotton Crown kind of pivots the Tubs into darker, more personal territory. The loss of Williams' mother, folk singer and novelist Charlotte Gregg, really informs most of the grief-stricken songwriting on this LP. His lyrics center around self-loathing, narcissism, unsympathetic, mentally ill behavior, clumsy social interactions following his mom's passing, and the humiliations of being a musician in London. It sounds like a lot to unpack, right? But just give it a listen, and while you're at it, check out their first LP, Dead Meat, as well. 2 back-to-back stellar albums by a great band, making a big name for themselves in the jangle pop lexicon. The Tubs recorded a KEXP session in June 2025, which is available in full on YouTube, link in description. They played a great set, brightening up the room with their humor and candor. And oddly enough, as I'm making this video and regretting not going to see them when they came to Philly last fall, the Tubs are playing at Kaiser Valley Community Center in Scranton, Pennsylvania, January 28th, 2026, with a ton of other great bands. So I'm going to have to buy some tickets and get myself there because I definitely don't want to miss that one. One final tidbit about these guys: many of the Tubs' key players were previously members of Joanna Gruesome, an energetic noise pop band from Wales. They're also part of a loose collective of groups, collectively known as Gob Nation. So as well as playing in the Tubs, members play in other bands like X Void, the Snivellers, the GN Band, Garden Center, PC World, and Sniffany and the Knits. So these guys are keeping busy. The Tubs, Cotton Crown, listen today.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe, and I will try to upload some more music-focused content in the near future. Until next time, thanks for watching.